Good morning, friends. I issue this communique as a request to consider Mr. Shanti Bhushan's call for commuting Afzal Guru's death sentence, quote, in the interest of the country and society. We doubt it if that would serve any interest of this country or this society, save some other country that is waging a jihad on this society. Quote, it will be good for India. The government has to take a compassionate view. It will be a big mistake to hang Afzal Guru. It will turn him into a martyr. It will also alienate the Kashmiri youth who will think they are being victimized. It will also alienate the Kashmiri youth who will think they are being. What a statement is that? What about alienating our security forces? What about alienating our forces which has lent these martyrs who have embraced martyrdom? What if they had stepped aside to allow the attack to happen and a carnage of our parliamentarians that would have led to a war? But for this martyrdom of our security forces, a full-fledged war, even a nuclear catastrophe, would have been triggered by this dastardly and mindly attack on the institutions of a democratic and pluralist society, which the Islamist groups hate. Though no one would have shed tears for politicians, we do feel a big disaster was averted by the martyrdom of our forces by foiling these fidain or suicide jihadis who are already set up to be martyrs anyway. They already made up their mind to be martyrs. It is not that we have to turn them into martyrs. So this guy cares not for justice to martyrs of our security forces. They had turned us into security forces. Men at their prime who should have been living a good long life, he has no one drop of tear to shed for them. And he now pleads for self-appointed fidain mission death squads. If you spare him, you will lose the loyalty of the security forces, their willingness to die for corrupt politicians because they did it for the nation. You will demoralize the armed forces, and with biryanis and long life assured, you will pave the way for more fidains. You will invite with your goodwill proved, with more such guys with guns and bombs who now are assured that Bhushans will take care of them to ensure a long life. And biryani and our security forces would be let down and die in vain, and so they will be reluctant to die for these scoundrels next time around. You will open the society and nation for more such fidain squads assured of longevity and sympathy that outweighs outrage for lives, our soldiers' lives. There doesn't seem to be any worth attached to it, and the widows and children who have been orphaned by our own government and self-appointed, saintly and misguided, misplaced, seemingly virtuous and perverse elements. This guy is a lackey and stooge of jihadis and must be exposed. We are sorry to say that. And he will also invoke the curses of the balidanis of soldiers' children and windows upon all our heads. He will bring the curse of these widows on us because we ingrates failed to render justice done to their sacred lives and families, and took that for granted and did what these saintly pretenders wanted. And we offered no deterrence against future such ghastly attacks and misadventures by Islamist groups. So I request all of you to understand that this appeal is seemingly based on compassion, but it has no mercy for the families and of the martyrs of our security forces. It has no sympathy at all for them. This is justice delivered and given to the families of our security forces. Who are these people to come and stand that this justice is not delivered to them? Then you will have to redefine the whole judicial concept of justice. You can do that, but this is not the place to do it, and you have no authority to do it. As long as the law stands now, the highest court has delivered its justice to these victims, and you are standing in between and preventing that justice to be handed over to the victims as well as all the outraged patriots and lovers of this nation. So it is not good for India that this murder is spared, nor any goodwill in a stupid hope that this would promote any goodwill in return forever, because they proceed on a doctrine of a relentless jihad till they achieve their objectives of carving out that part of India, because it's pluralistic and democratic, and attach it to an Islamized state. I will also be asking our senior friends in the armed forces to hand back all their medallion if they proceed or deny justice be delivered to the families of our armed forces. They will hand back their medallion and harness in protest. To begin with, they might hand back their medals at the feet of a picture of Bharat Mata, symbolically. But if any such move gains ground, we will issue an appeal to all the honored armed forces men, the generals, the brigadiers, to come forward. What are these pinstripes? The smile of our Bharat Mata. That is more important for us. And we will hand back, we will not hesitate. We will ask the armed forces to hand back, all our veterans to hand back their medals. One by one, they will march in the full glare of the media to hand back their medallions. If this arch rival of democracy, plurality, and our flag, and the justice already pronounced upon him by the highest court of law, to be circumvented by propaganda. Jai Hind, thank you.